All right, so we're here with Wes Ellis. Just finished up the Flagler Youth Ministry Forum. We have these amazing people all gathered together, so we had to take the opportunity to hear from Wes, who is somewhat of an expert at bringing together youth ministry and theology, studying for your PhD at Aberdeen right now. And maybe you could tell us a little bit about how should we as youth workers think about young people? We call them youth, kids, teens, like adolescents. What tell us a little bit about that, because you're kind of somewhat of a leading expert on this subject.
Well, thanks. First of all, I don't know if I'm a leading expert, but yeah, there has always been this debate about what should we call kids. Obviously, I gave away a bias right there. But how should we think about young people? What should we call them? Does that matter? And I think it matters because I think there's sort of an impulse in youth ministry to think about young people as sort of potential adults, and that's sort of what adolescence is all about. What adolescence means, and that's been kind of the running theme and the strongest paradigm in how to think about young people in youth ministry, and it's been helpful to us in so many ways. But I also think that when youth ministry is about developing young people developing adolescents into mature Christian adults, what tends to happen is we as youth workers feel like we've failed when our young people in our churches aren't developing the way we think they should.
Yeah.
And we tend to leave behind those young people who aren't developing the way we think they should. So we elevate the kids who fit our paradigm, the kids who model those things in the present that look like what we want to exist in the future. And as youth workers with limited time, having to choose where to invest that time,
right,
we tend to leave some kids behind. And I think it would be powerful for us to begin to think about young people not as adolescents in a stage of development toward adulthood, but to actually think about them as human beings who are engaging in a practice, in a social practice of youth, and teaching the church some things about the way God is working in their lives. The fact is, the God who's working in the lives of young people is not a junior Holy Spirit. This is not. This is not. Yeah. This is the God of the same God who's working in you and me is working in the 13 and 15-year-olds, and we have some profound things to learn from that. And so, youth ministers can think of young people, as human beings, and expect to find not just a ball of clay to be molded into an adult, but someone who can actually reveal to us something that God is doing in the church.
That's a fantastic paradigm shift for us. And I think that as you're talking, I'm thinking about kids in my mind that I've learned so much from by doing this, and I'm getting just as much out of it as I'm giving to them.
Yeah.
So
it's a two-way street.
We're learning from them.
We're always
God is revealing Himself to us through them as well as us.
Absolutely, and we're always sort of co-mentoring each other. And the church, we can think about all the ways that young people can transform and give energy to. We don't even know all the potential yet for what they can teach us, because I think we've been so set on what the path of development should look like.
Okay.
And so maybe let's just get out of this. Let's stop thinking about a path of development and start thinking about ministry. And I think there is a difference.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. I think that's just an amazing overview of who you are and what you're working on, and can't wait for more to come.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.